And the family want me to convey a message that the judicial process must be respected. There must be absolutely no interference with the independence of the court, with the judges, and for all the parties. Every case at the International Criminal Court is always a highly charged case from a political point of view. There are participants in that process. There's the prosecution, there's the defense, and also there are the victims. The victims' counsels will make their submissions in court. Their right to make those submissions must be respected. So I ask everybody to bear that in mind. All the supporters who have demonstrated this huge expression of love, they should also bear that in mind as well. Thank you very much.
Sir, have you filed any motion for the interim release of the former president?
Once again, interim release is a complex process. We're considering it and we will file it at the appropriate time.
Have you? You're not yet filing. Have you filed or not yet?
I'm not telling you when I'm going to file anything.
How about, sir, you are mentioning in one interview that you have saw at least a compelling argument with regard to junking of the case in terms of jurisdiction. Can you just give us a little bit about it?
Well, I wouldn't use the word junking the case. Junking the case is slang. What I would say is that the jurisdictional arguments are arguments which have been bandied about for many years now. They've been considered by the Supreme Court in the Philippines. They've even been considered by the International Criminal Court. These are still valid, live arguments, and they will be argued in court at the right time.
Attorney Kaufman, have you completely formed the defense team for former President Duterte? Is it a complete team now?
Yes, we're putting the final touches to it.
Okay.
How many are still?
Are you waiting for another lawyer to be added? We heard that there's still one more slot.
Once again, I'm putting the final touches to the defense team.
Okay, so the final touches.
Mr. Kaufman, from an ethical point of view, because the former President Duterte publicly made a statement about relating the killing of the Jews to his war on drugs. Can you comment on that?
I'm not going to comment on that. People say things all the time. It's not my position to debate it. I have a job to do. I'm going to defend the former president to the best of my ability.
Thank you, sir.
Attorney Kaufman, is there any chance for former President Duterte to have his case dismissed on a jurisdictional issue before the confirmation hearing in September?
Once again, it's the judges who decide when to hear that argument. Obviously, I would like it to be heard first of all. I believe that there are compelling arguments and I will seek to persuade the judges, but the people who decide at the end of the day are the judges themselves. It's not my job to presume anything here. I believe that there is a strong argument for the lack of ability to exercise jurisdiction given the Philippines' withdrawal from the Rome Statute. I hope that the judges will accept my submission. They might decide, obviously, that they don't want to hear it at the earlier stages. They might want to combine it with the confirmation hearing itself. I hope that will not happen, but once again, it's not my position now to presume anything. I just make my submissions in court and the judges will decide.
Yeah, Attorney Kaufman, you received documentary evidences submitted by the prosecutor's office. Are there expunable evidences that you think?
The disclosure process is confidential and I'm not going to disclose anything about it.
Sir, sorry to reiterate the question again. How can you say that you can argue with regard to the jurisdiction?
I think I've given my answer to that already, fairly comprehensively.
Okay.
And you've talked with the family of former President Rodrigo Duterte and including the visits. Are you also assisting with the visits of different family members?
As I said, it's the job of any counsel at the International Criminal Court not just to handle the legal side of things, but also the humanitarian side of things. And it's a right to receive visits from immediate family members.
And there are also issues about getting some funds from the ICC. Are you privy on that?
I'm not going to comment on anything to do with funding.
Attorney Kaufman, in the lighter side, I just want to ask, how are you?
Well, thank you very much. Maybe you've got information that I had an operation just before I came here.
Oh, you had
But
an
yes,
operation? Did you have a health issue?
No, I had a hernia fix.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Have you been getting enough sleep? It must be very busy preparing for this case.
Well, if you know me well, I never sleep.
Oh,
Yeah.
but you've handled other ICC cases. What is your estimate as to how long this will take?
I can't estimate, really. I really can't. All I can do is say that we will make the submissions, and I hope that those submissions will be accepted by the judges.
But what's the difference between handling this particular case and other cases that you've handled in the past?
Well, all cases are highly charged, as I said. Handling a case at the ICC is a challenge. It's always a challenge. Quite frankly, I don't differentiate between my various clients.
With a show of this much Filipinos coming from all over the world here at the ICC detention facility, compared to the other cases we've handled in the past, is this the first time you've seen a turnout like this?
Please don't be offended, but no, not really.
Oh, really? With the other, have you seen this in other cases?
This has happened in other cases as well. When a case gets to a critical stage, then there is always a huge demonstration of support from people of the country concerned, and that's happened quite frequently in this court.
Can you give any particular
And
examples?
there's numerous African cases where supporters have turned out to support their various how can I put it, suspects who are detained in this building here.
Does that have any impact, negative or otherwise, on the proceedings?
Well, it can have a negative impact on the proceedings if, as I said, the media or the supporters turn against the judicial process. And the judicial process must be respected. As I've said, this issue of criminal tribunals for many years. I was a former prosecutor, so was he. So we've both worked on both sides of the tennis court, if I can put it that way. My familiarity with Karim Khan goes back many years. I respect him. I hope that he will be fair. I have no reason to doubt that he will be extremely fair in this process. And as I said, I look forward to working opposite him in the courtroom.
Attorney Kaufman, you're one of the few people who have seen former President Duterte. You get to visit him. How is he, health-wise and physically and emotionally?
Well, as I said, he's in good spirits, and I will keep on saying that because he is in good spirits. Obviously, he's 80 years old, with all the accompanying medical issues that accompany someone who's 80 years old, and it's not easy to get adjusted to the life in UN detention or ICC detention. So those are the only challenges that he's facing at the moment.
Okay.
Is there any word from President Duterte that he is requesting from you?
Everything that I've said regarding the need to respect the judicial process is something that I know that he endorses fully.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. I've got to go in now.